Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we'll be discussing about Abraham's law and gel space ratio. But before that we will start off with basic definitions of strength, compressive strength, tensile strength, flexure strength. Then we will look into the relations between the compressive strength and the tensile strength and so on. And then we will move on to the Abraham's law and gel space ratio. So coming to the strength. What actually is strength? Not only strength of concrete, strength of any material is the resistance of that material against loading without failing. Okay, so whatever the material can give resistance to external loading, that we call it as strength. So the strength of a material is defined as the ability to resist stress, means load or stresses, group of loads without failing, and that is called as and which is even sometimes identified with the appearance of crack. Means when we say the specimen is failed, means sometimes we observe cracks, then also we say that the specimen is failed. So that's called as strength. Next comes compressive strength. What is compressive strength? It is the ability of the concrete or ability of the material to resist compressive loads, means that loads which try to tend to compress the member, to compress the surface. Next we have tensile strength. So tensile strength means it's the ability of the concrete or ability of the material to resist elongation or tensile loads. Okay, means which tend to expand the material, elongate the material. So you can see in this diagram you have two boys. The first boy is trying to expand or try to elongate the concrete member. Means what he means to do is applying a tensile load, whereas the second boy is trying to apply a compressive load. Next we have flexure strength. What is flexure strength? It is the measure of an reinforced concrete beam or slab to resist failure in bending. So when compressive strength is resistance against compressive loading, tensile strength is resistance against tensile loading, flexure strength is resistance against bending. So we generally consider this flexure strength in reinforced concrete construction, and we mostly consider compression followed by flexure. Tensile strength is not given much importance. Where we look more in detail about the flexure strength is in the design of concrete pavement slabs. Why? Because slabs are easily or slabs tend to bend under given loading. So for pavement slabs we consider the flexural strength. For reinforced concrete constructions, RCC structures, we consider the compressive strength. Now let's see the relationship between the compressive and flexural strength of concrete. So the Central Road Research Institute, CRRI, has given us some relationships between the compressive strength and flexural strength of the concrete. Let's see them. So we have the first relation, which is y is equal to 15.3x minus 9. And this equation is applicable when you are using a 20 mm size aggregate. Next relation we have y equal to 14.1x minus 10.4. This equation is applicable when you are using a 20 mm maximum size natural gravel. Okay. Next we have y equal to 9.9x minus 0.55. This equation is applicable when you are using a 40 mm size coarse aggregate. And the last equation we have y equal to 9.8x minus 2.52. This equation is applicable for 40 mm maximum size natural gravel. So keeping all these four equations in mind, we have compiled all the data and all the equations together, and one final equation is formulated which gives the relation between the flexural strength and compressive strength of concrete as y equal to 11x minus 3.4. This is the equation. So where y is the compressive strength of the concrete in megapascal, x is the flexural strength of the concrete in megapascal. Okay, this is the equation which gives the relationship between compressive strength and flexural strength of concrete in megapascal given by CRRI, Central Road Research Laboratory Institute. But now once you look into IS 456-2000, IS 456-2000 has also given us a relationship between the compressive strength and flexural strength of concrete as flexural strength is equal to 0.7 root FCK, where root FCK stands for the, or where FCK stands for the compressive strength of the concrete. Next, We shall see relation. Just now we have seen relation between compressive and flexure strength. Now we'll see relation between compressive and tensile strength of concrete. Remember, the higher the compressive strength of the the higher is the compressive strength of the given concrete specimen, it will always have a lower tensile strength. Okay. Theoretical compressive strength of concrete is approximately 8 times larger than the tensile strength. Okay, if your tensile strength is 1 megapascal, say, then the compressive strength of that specimen should be around 8 megapascal. That's the meaning. Now let's see our today's content, which is Abraham's law. So Duff Abraham has given this law, which states that which is completely depend upon the strength of the concrete and the water cement ratio. See, we have already discussed factors affecting the strength of the concrete. Okay, in that we had one of the factor called water cement ratio. There we have discussed less is the water cement ratio, more is the strength of the concrete. So water cement ratio and compressive strength of concrete are always inversely proportional to each other. That law only is called as Abraham's law. So in 1918, Abraham has stated that assuming full compaction, means let's assume that there is no space for air voids, it is a fully 100% compacted concrete, and at a given age and normal temperature, means once we consider one particular age of concrete or 7 days or 14 days or 20 days like that, and regular room temperature, the strength of the concrete can be taken to be inversely proportional to water cement ratio. So and the strength of the concrete will be always inversely proportional to water cement ratio. Means when strength of concrete is more, it means that water cement ratio was less for that concrete. If more is the water cement ratio, less will be the strength. Okay, and this law is given mathematically as S is equal to A by B power X, where X is the water cement ratio, whatever you are choosing. S is the compressive strength for 28 days. A and B are constants, which are 96 megapascal and 7 megapascal respectively. Next we have gel space ratio. Gel space ratio is another important parameter which affects the strength of the concrete as well. So we all know concrete is a brittle material, right? This is a known fact. So when concrete is being mixed, when it is placed, when you do not do proper compaction, what will happen? You have formation of voids or cavities inside the concrete. Hence the concrete becomes porous in nature. And if this porosity of the concrete continues in future, what will happen? The harmful CO2 from outside, and if suppose the concrete is subjected to any saltwater attacks, the salts penetrate into the concrete through these pores. Hence the porosity of the concrete should be less. When will be the porosity of the concrete less? When the hydration is proper, when the hydration is enhanced. More is the hydration, less is the porosity of the concrete. What do you mean by hydration? Hydration is the chemical process which the chemical reaction which is taking place between the cement and the water. So the more the cement hydrates, the more products of hydration are formed. What are the products of hydration? We have CSH gel, which is giving the strength. Then we have CAH gel, which is binding the particles together. Then we have CFH, which is giving the color. And then we have calcium hydroxide, right, which is maintaining the alkalinity of the concrete. So more is the formation of the CSH gel, more is the strength, right? Why? Because CSH gel is the one which is giving strength to the concrete. So when is when is CSH gel formation more? When hydration is more. Okay, so indirectly the gels when the formation of CSH gel will be more, when the space available for the gel to form will be more. So what we mean to say is gel space ratio is a term. You can see it is gel by space, means gel space ratio means it is actually the ratio of the solid products of hydration to the space available. Means what is the volume of the products formed to what is the space available for these hydration products to settle. Okay, so more is the space, more is the gel formation, more will be the strength. Okay, so when the gel formation is more, it means that there are no voids, because all the voids will be filled by the gel. So more is the gel space ratio, less is the porosity. So less is the porosity, more is the strength. So in either of the ways you can say more is the gel space ratio, more is the strength, less is the gel space ratio, less is the strength, less is the porosity, more is the strength. So a gel space ratio, the gel space ratio is the one which primarily depends upon the porosity, which governs the porosity of the concrete, which try to regulate the porosity of the concrete, thereby affecting the strength. Okay. And another point to remember, a higher water cement ratio decreases the gel space ratio, okay, increasing the porosity. So always remember, we already discussed more is the water cement ratio, we already discussed less is the strength. Why means this is the reason. So when you are using higher water cement ratio, the formation of the gels is becoming less, means the voids wherever, I mean the space where the gel is to be formed, that space is filled by excess water. So no space left for formation of gel. Less space means less formation of gel, which means less strength. So this is a graph which shows the the variation between gel space ratio and the strength of the concrete. So you can see as the gel space ratio is increasing, the strength is increasing. So continuation to this gel space ratio, Power the scientist, he has shown that we can calculate the strength of the concrete, or we can estimate the strength of the concrete based on the gel space ratio. Means if you are able to find out the gel space ratio for a given concrete sample, we can estimate its strength. Okay, so he has given the relationship as 240 x cube, where x is the gel space ratio. So the formula is S is equal to 240 x cube. S is compressive strength, which is equal to 240 times gel space ratio whole cube. So once you know the value of x, just substitute 240 into x to the power of 3, you will get the value of compressive strength. Okay, and this compressive strength can be, so we have formulas for gel space ratio for complete hydration of the cement paste and also for partial hydration. Once you know the whether the sample is completely hydrated or partially hydrated, once you know the parameters, what we require is here C and W naught, where C is weight of the cement in grams and W naught is volume of the water you have mixed. Okay, if you know these values, you can substitute here, so you'll get gel space ratio. Once you get the gel space ratio, you can calculate, you can substitute back in 240 x cube to get the strength. Okay, so this first formula is for complete hydration, second formula is for partial hydration. So let's see an example. Calculate the gel space ratio and the theoretical strength of a sample of concrete made with 500 grams of cement with 0.5 water cement ratio on full hydration at 60% hydration. Means he is asking us to determine the gel space ratio, and also is asking us to calculate the theoretical strength. He is asking us to determine both. Means first you have to calculate x value and then s value for 500 grams of cement what we have taken and 0.5 water cement ratio. Case 1 is full hydration, case 2 is 60% hydration. Means just now whatever two formula I have shown you. Okay, I have shown you two formulae, right? One is for full hydration and one is for partial hydration. We need to apply both the formulae. Okay, so let's see how can we do the problem. So first, what is the weight of the cement taken? C, capital C is equal to 500 grams. Next, we want W naught to substitute in the formula, but directly W naught is not given, but instead of that they gave us 0.5 water cement ratio. So now what you should do, write W by C equal to 0.5, means water by cement is equal to 0.5. Already how much is cement? 500. So from there what will be water? 500 into 0.5. Okay, now our W naught is ready, C is ready. Just substitute in. First let's calculate for full hydration. So full hydration 0.657 C by 0.319 C plus W naught is the formula. Substitute, you will get the answer. So once you got x, what do you have to do? Calculate strength. So S is equal to 240 x cube. So 240 into 0.8 cube, 123 megapascal is the expected strength for full hydration. Similarly, once you do for 60% hydration, see we are doing for partial hydration, right? So if you have observed the formula for partial hydration, we had alpha followed by C always. Okay, so alpha stands for partial hydration, means how much percentage of hydration has taken place. So formula for gel space ratio is 0.657. Here alpha will come, there is a mistake here. 657 alpha by 0.319 C alpha plus W naught. So 0.657 into what is weight of cement? 500 into alpha is 0.65 because it's 60% hydration. 60 by 100 divided by 0.319 into, again C is 500 into alpha is again 0.6 plus W naught is how much? 250. How 250 came? 0.5 into 500. Why? Because W by C is 0.5. C is 500. So W equal to 0.5 into 500, which is 0.5 into 500, or C, which gives us 250. So substitute, you'll get the value of X. Once you get X, again calculate the strength. So theoretical strength of concrete at 60% hydration is 240 x cube. So 240 into 0.57 cube. This is the strength. Okay. Like this, you can calculate the strength using Power's formula at any point of hydration. That is about gel space ratio and Abraham's law. So I hope you understood the video. If you want these notes, just click on the description of this video. You'll have a link. Click on the link and download the notes. Thank you for watching.